Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 12 with presentation about speech aids. Before we start our presentation, let me introduce our member. I am Aiman Cahyani Lubis, and the first speaker is Almira Amanda. The second speaker is Afifah Viola. Okay, let's start our presentation by the first speaker, Almira Amanda.
Okay, the first material is about speech act. What is speech act? Speech act is an utterance that perform a communicative action, not just delivering information. When someone speaks, they are not only saying something, they are often doing something with their word, such as promising, requesting, apologize, or ordering. Simpelnya, speech act merupakan tindak tutur ucapan yang tidak hanya menyampaikan informasi, tapi juga melakukan suatu tindakan melalui kata-kata. Jadi saat seseorang berbicara, mereka tidak hanya berkata-kata, tapi juga melakukan sesuatu. Contohnya saat kamu melakukan eh, berkata maaf ya, itu bukan cuma kata-kata, tapi kamu sedang melakukan tindakan meminta maaf. Eh, Three types about speech act. The first is about locutionary act. The definition, the basic act of producing a sentence with meaning, structure, and reference. Secara simpel, tindakan mengatakan sesuatu dari segi lisan maupun tulisan tanpa membutuhkan aksi. Makna tuturan yang disampaikan biasanya adalah sebuah fakta atau keadaan yang sebenarnya. The example is physical utterance, like speaking or writing. You can say, I will meet you at 5 p.m. Second, forming a grammatically correct sentence. You can say, student write in essay, climate change affect biodiversity. The third is about assigning reference and sense based on context. You point and say, that is my friend, the word that refers to someone nearby understood by context. The second type is about illocutionary act. The definition, the social function or intended force behind the utterance like promising, warning, and asking. Secara simpelnya, tindak tutur yang mengandung makna tersembunyi. The example, saying, I'm promised to come. Uh, Performing the act of promising. You cannot fail to promise if you have successfully said the word, unlike with perlocutionary act. Contoh lainnya, aku sayang kamu berarti illustrationary-nya aku menyayangi kamu. Rasa sayang kita itu merupakan bentuk act dari illustrationary, ucapan dari diri sendiri. The third type is about perlocutionary. The definition, the consequence or listener reaction caused by the utterance like persuading, frightening, and convincing. Secara simpelnya, tindakan yang dilakukan oleh penutur yang menghasilkan pengaruh kepada pendengar atau lawan bicara. The example, if you say, there's a spider and someone scream, that's a perlocutionary effect. It depends on the listener response, not just the speaker word. Another example is, have two person in the room. Their name is Evie and Angel. And suddenly Angel said, I'm thirsty. And directly Evie take a glass of water. And the last about illocutionary act. What is an illocutionary act? It is the intended function behind an utterance. Example, promising, warning, thanking, and requesting. When we speak, we don't always just say something. We often do something with our words. This is the idea behind illocutionary act. An illocutionary act refers to the intended function behind what the speaker say. In other words, what is the speaker trying to do by saying those words? For example, if I say, I promise to return your book, I'm not just giving information. I'm actually make a promise. The second, if I say, be careful, the floor is wet, I'm warning you, not just describing the floor. These are allocutionary act because they show what action I'm performing. Stop speaking. So in a short, an allocutionary act is about what you are doing when you say something, and and understand it helps us go beyond just the word to action behind the speech. Maybe that's all from me. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Almira. And the next material will be present by Afifah Viola.
Thank you to the moderator. Next, I want to explain about illocutionary act. There are three types of illocutionary force. That the first is articulate illocutionary force. It is clearly marked by performative verbs like I promise, I warn, I beg, I think. Uh, and the example is I promise to help. It is a direct act of promising. And the second type is grammatical illocutionary force. It is indicated by sentence structure, not by verb. It's like statement, question, comment. Like the example is, you wrote the article. It is a statement. Did you did you did you write the article? It is a question. Write the article. It is a comment. Next, the third types of illocutionary act is implicit illocutionary force. Not overly marked in the words depend on the context. The example is you will live you will live now. You will live you will live now. Maybe used as a comment even if grammatical a statement. Per, Next is performative verb. Used to perform an action by saying it. Acceptable with hereby. I hereby declare the meeting open. And then I hereby persuade you. Not performative. In performative verb, must be simple present tense and also first person subject. And next is classify, classi, classifying speech act. Speech act can be grounded. Speech act can be Speech act can be grouped based on the speaker attention and the effect of the listener. Uh, Shirley proposed five main categories of illusionary act, each with this distinct communicative goals. The first category is uh, assert, device. The function is command the speaker to the truth of a proposition. The example is like state, suggest, report, find, boast, warn, and complain. And the second category is directive. The function is get the harder to do something. Get the harder get the ha, get the hearer to do something. The example is order, uh, request, command, ask, advise, beg, warn, and also recommend. And the third category is permissive. Permissive. The function is commit the speaker to a feature action. The example is like promise, over, undertake, and threaten. And the third is expressive. The function of expressive is to express the speaker emotional to psychological attitude towards of peers. The example is like thank, apologize, congratulate, blame, forgive, and praise. And the last category is declarative. Declarative. The function of declarative is bring about a change in the external world just by being uterine. Uterate. The example of declarative is resign, name, sentence, declare, excommunicate, Christian, and open. I think that's all from me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Fabiola. The next will be present by me. Okay, everyone, now we are moving on to an important part. The conditions that make a speech act successful or valid. In pragmatics, these are called felicity conditions. It, if these conditions are not met, the speech act can fail, be considered invalid, or even be misused. Next. The first is preparatory conditions. These are the initial requirements that must be in place before we perform a speech act. For example, the speaker must have the authority to carry out the act, and the context has to be appropriate, and the action must still be possible to do. For instance, a person cannot officially christen a ship unless they are authorized to do so in the proper ceremony. The second is sincerity conditions. This means the speaker must genuinely mean what they say or have the right attitude when saying it. If we say, I promise I'll come, but we never really intend it to come, the the speech act still happens, but it is insincere. And we call that an abuse of the act. Another example is saying thank you without actually feeling grateful also violates sincerity. Next. The third is essential condition. Condition that define what kind of speech act is being performed. For example, if we make a promise, it has to create an uh, an obligation for the speaker to do something. If we make a request, it should show a desire for the listener to take action. If these essential conditions are not met, then the speech act is considered a failure because it doesn't match its type. And the next is we have uptake and post-act commitment. Uptake means the listener has to recognize that a speech act is being performed. And for the example is if we apologize, even if the other person doesn't accept it, as long as they recognize it as an apology, the speech act still counts. Post-act commitment means we should follow through on what we say. If we make a promise, we should try to keep it. If not, the meaning of the speech act might be loose. Next. So to summarize this section, let's look at the table. Locutionary act is the utterance itself. For example, saying I will go. An illocutionary act is the speaker's intention, like making a promise to go. And the last is perlocutionary. Is the it is the effect on the listener, such as the listener feeling relief or surprise after hearing it. All right, that's our explanation about the condition for a successful speech acts. If there are questions or additional material, please uh, text in the WA group. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.